Hello, and really, I'm blown away by the response to the video that I posted on November the 6th. I took time yesterday to read through all of the comments. I responded to many of them, and I really thank you for everybody who is engaging in discussion. Even the heckler and jecklers that posted on my video, I do thank you as well. And I want to share a follow-up message, and I can see this as a 4-year journey. So there's going to be more follow-up messages. So if you would like to subscribe, you could get notifications when I am posting another message, when I'm feeling moved to post another message. And so today I am wanting to bring in a bit of a message about warriorship. And I know that there can be a really mixed feeling about the term warrior or warriorship. And I'm just from the get-go, I'm going to say I am coming from the place of peaceful warriorship. I was brought up Buddhist, and for me, warriorship is about having courage, having courage to be able to face what is before us and to be able to develop our own discipline, our own strength to be able to take steps into the unknown and to bring our very best. So for me, that is what warriorship is about. It's about that courage to face what it is that is before us and to sink in deep and to really, really connect with your strengths, your love, your gifts, your talents, for you to bring that into a situation to make it better, to uplift it, to bring light into situations of darkness. So I I've been listening to those thought leaders out there, and one of the thought leaders, she pointed out in her interview that in Trump's previous presidency, he was highly distracted by the pandemic. And so he does not have that distraction this time. And so this could mean that we are definitely going to be in for him being undistracted and being able to probably create a lot more chaos and pain for American people and for people all over the world. And so I am I am a great visionary. I'm also very practical. And so I am looking at that there are practical factors that are going to be empowering Trump even further for his next term in the president's seat. And so all the more, I'm not saying this to make you afraid. I'm saying this to say all the more that we need to really sink in deeper into what we have to bring to the situation. And so that means opening to our own gifts, talents, and light. And I know that there's that famous quote out there by Marianne Williamson about being afraid of our light, that is our deepest fear more than anything else, about being afraid of our own light. And so what I'm saying is, in the face of Trump being elected, this is a time when we need to face our fear about our light, and we need to bring our light forward. So I believe that a big part of what we have ahead of us is that we need to prepare ourselves for basically stepping into being our own hero. So we need to prepare ourselves for the hero's journey ahead, a 4-year journey that is ahead of us, where we are going to be having to face our deepest fears and really come to terms with our light and to then be able to bring our light into the world. And so again, this has to do with warriorship, and it requires us to be at our best. We need to, if we are in a place of fear and being like a deer in headlights where we are panicked, we're not going to be able to bring our best to this situation. So being in a place of fear is not going to get us to the result that we want to get to. And also being in blind anger also is not going to get us to the place that we want to get to. So we've got that fight or flight response to a threat, And neither of those responses is going to get us to that more peaceful, loving, just world that we all want to create. So we need to be able to prepare ourselves. And part of that is moving out of the fight or flight and getting back into our center, getting back into who we really are and being connected with the love in our heart. And part of it is creating a bubble around us so that we're able to do that. So those are just maybe some highlights of what I think are necessary at this time so that we can authentically sink into being our best. And so I for the past couple of years, I've had an undershave, which I decided to put my hair up in order to share about my undershave. For me, this is a personal way of connecting with who I am as a warrior in the world, as that peaceful warrior. For some reason, for me, the undershave, it helps me to connect with that sense of my divine masculinity and my ability to have that courage to face my deepest fears and to be able to even do a video like this. It is, for me, really important to be able to connect with my warriorship. And this is one playful way that I have for connecting with my warriorship. So for those who don't know my work from 2018, I was a very powerful and active social justice activist. I saw some of the comments on my first video of, oh, it's fine to be all love and light and to do your prayers, but that's not going to make change in the world. Well, I do want to express in a clear way, I have proven myself as a justice activist. I was brought up in a Tibetan Buddhist cult in the United States, and it looked all love and light on the outside. And sure, there actually were some good things in the religion. However, there was also rampant sexual violence, including affecting pretty much every kid. So I was affected by that sexual violence as a child. It had a very dark underbelly, this Tibetan Buddhist cult. And so when I grew up and left the cult and was doing my own thing and did a whole lot of healing, both traditional therapy and also a lot of, I would say maybe lesser known types of healing, like chakra healing, bioenergetic emotional access method, or the beam method. Did that for years, releasing trauma from my chakras. I did a lot of healing. And then I came back as an adult, and in 2018, I exposed the cult. It was probably the most influential Tibetan Buddhist community in the world, and I exposed it as a cult. With the people that I attracted, because that was my hero's journey at that time, I attracted my allies, including an amazing investigator from the United States, Carol Murchison. And together with the team of volunteers that I was able to attract and gather, we successfully in 1 year exposed the guru as a sexual predator. And so this required me to sink in very deeply, not only as a spiritual being, but also as a human being and somebody who could have activity, be active in the world. So I have proven myself as a justice activist. And I'm saying that in order to create more peace and love in the world, we have to get things straight within ourselves first. We can't just go out and try to smash the other side. We have to do our own work. We have to get clear. We have to get centered. And we have to come into a place of love within ourselves and then act from that place. So I wanted to share one little piece of my preparation for that activism work because it was so powerful for me, and it's something that anyone can do. One of the things that I did is that I found myself doodling one day, and I doodled a rather large picture of myself. And I'm not a great artist. It was not something, to be putting into a museum. I just simply sketched a figure of myself. And then I sketched a very small figure of one of the top leaders in this Buddhist cult. I made him very small. And for me, I had always seen all these leaders of the cult as being very big and very powerful, and me as being very small, and that there was nothing that I could do. And for me, drawing this picture of me very big and him very small was transformative. And it was a piece of what helped me to prepare for the work that I then did with Buddhist Project Sunshine, where I exposed the cult. I exposed, with the amazing team of people that came around me, exposed the guru as a sexual predator. And this, was in all major media. And it also started court cases where justices were able to be made right, injustices were able to be made right. And that's still an ongoing process. But Buddhist Project Sunshine was the inception point. That's where we brought in the light, we exposed what was going on, and there was no turning back. The rats were not able to just scurry back into the darkness. And I mean no disrespect to rats, because rats are actually really amazing. They have a bad name. I'm just saying that just as a metaphor. So I have organized an online event for this coming Sunday, and I've chosen a time that will work for many people in their time zones, especially Americans. And so I am inviting everybody who is resonant, who is aligned with what I am saying, to that event. And there's no charge for it. I'm bringing in all of my skills, both as a coach, which is what I do for a living, and as a justice activist who did something that people thought was impossible in 2018. I'm bringing all that in to help support people at this time and to give a few key strategies that I think are beginning points for preparing ourselves for this hero's journey that we have ahead. So I am in this for the long haul, and in some ways I'm looking forward to it, because I know that Trump, he is magically creating this environment where we have to step into our light, and we are going to be making this so much better of a world because of what he has created for us. So yes, it is going to be challenging. It's going to challenge us to our core. But now is a time to start preparing for being challenged to your core and really bringing forward what you have to offer. Everybody has something different to offer. Everyone has their unique gifts and talents. Now is a time for you to grow into that place of centered strength where you're going to be able to be at your best and be able to bring what you have to offer to this. Really, it's going to be a global transformation that we are going to be creating from this. And I am looking forward to it. I know it's going to be challenging. And I also know that the light is stronger than the dark, and where we are going is to the light. So I will post the link to the event that I'm hosting this weekend. My plan is to record the first part where I'm presenting stuff, and then to turn the record off, and we'll have some Q&A, because I would like to have some interaction with folks. So let's get the ball rolling on this hero's journey. And I warmly invite you to join me at the event that I'm hosting on Sunday. Okay, bye-bye for now.